What is up, First fans? How are you doing? Today we're going to talk about Saquon Barkley.
Ooh.
We are going to ZIG, or are we going to ZAG?
We're going to ZAG.
All right.
While everyone else is zigging.
See, that's what's happening. Right now, you may be hearing a lot of people telling you to buy low on Saquon Barkley. Well, nobody's selling Saquon Barkley for low. Very rarely.
Yeah.
And if they are, then, good job. But people are still waiting. It's still early. Maybe if he has another bad week, they might sell a little bit low. But it's been 2 weeks. So we're here to say we think you should actually not try to buy Barkley, but actually trade away Barkley.
If you haven't.
If you haven't.
Yeah.
If you're the Barkley owner, we aren't too enthralled with how it looks for this season.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not saying that he's a bad running back or he's, going to do terrible this year. We're just thinking that he'll probably be, an average running back. And we're going to give you some reasons why. And then we're going to tell you maybe why you should trade him and maybe who you should trade him for. Let's start off with some reasons to sell Saquon Barkley.
All right.
You want to go first?
Sure. First off, you got to look at the coach and the quarterback and the offensive line. All of them do not compliment Saquon Barkley.
No, they don't, do they?
Daniel Jones goes off and runs on his own. He doesn't hand off the ball as much. Even though Saquon Barkley has gotten a huge percentage of the snaps, there's no reason he shouldn't have had more rushing attempts. He's averaged like 11 or 12 rushing attempts the first 2 weeks. Given that he's been injured, he's been playing a lot.
Yeah.
He's been in the game like a lot, so that's no excuse to not hand off the ball to him.
Yeah, they say they're trying to make... Well, I don't know if they say it, but the media is saying that, they're going to try to work him back in.
Yeah.
And we'll see for sure probably this week because he's had 2 weeks. The first week it was a little less. The second week was a little more. Mm-hmm. And, we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah. This week's against Atlanta, so he
Yes.
should do well. And if he doesn't, then that is definitely your clear signal to get rid of him.
Yeah. And, along with that same kind of thing, a few more reasons that we were thinking about, he touched on it just a second ago. Saquon Barkley had his blow-up season, his rookie season, where he caught 90 balls. Mm-hmm. But that was with Eli Manning, who liked to dump off. He was in the last years, his arm strength wasn't as good, and he just dumped off a bunch of balls. Well, Daniel Jones doesn't like to do that.
Yeah.
He is actually a semi-running quarterback, so if he gets in trouble, he doesn't look to dump off. He looks to run. And we've noticed that even more this year. He's got already 15 carries for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he also likes to throw it deep a lot more than Eli Manning did.
Yes. So, there's just a lot of little things that are working against him. Like I said, we're not saying he's going to be a bad running back by any means, but we're not saying that he's going to be this great blow-up running back. So if you can sell him and get really good return for him, maybe now's the time.
Yeah.
Especially if his injury tweaks up again or something like that, then you're not going to be able to get much for him. In redraft leagues, we're talking redraft, of course, not dynasty. So.
Also, the past couple of years, he was injured.
Yeah.
So who knows if he's going to get injured again this year.
Yeah.
So trade him before he possibly gets injured.
Yep. In 2018, he had a preseason hamstring injury. In 2019, he had that high ankle sprain where he missed a lot of games. And then last year, after week 2, he was at the whole season with the ACL, MCL tears. So, and that's what he's trying to work back from. Mm-hmm. He's had a history of injuries each year.
Yeah.
So, you can't predict injuries, but you can say that someone tends to be more injury prone than others. And from what we've seen, he seems to be more... he's a freak. So sometimes those freaks have a lot of... Their bodies are just so much bigger or better or faster than everybody else's that they're working so much harder. Mm-hmm. And so what can happen is your body can break down easier.
Yeah.
And, maybe that's what we're seeing. That's not for everybody, but, that has been proven to happen to some people. So,
yeah.
So we touched on the O-line, which isn't great. It's actually in the bottom fourth of the league.
Yes.
And like Devin said, the offensive coordinator just hasn't been working too much in the running plays. They're just kind of disorganized.
Well, and the coach, too, because, I just don't think Joe Judge is very run-oriented.
Yeah.
I don't really know if it's 100% Jason Garrett, because Ezekiel Elliott did really good with Jason Garrett, so he is very run-happy. So I don't know if I would blame Jason Garrett on Saquon Barkley, more Joe Judge.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, and Sterling Shepard stayed healthy so far this year. In years past, he's been hurt. Evan Ingram is looking to come back. Mm-hmm. So they've got quite a few offensive weapons now. They've got the rookie,
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney. So, I mean, they're going to try to work him in.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of pieces here, and we don't know fully what's going on, including the running game. So, we're saying it might be the time if you can get a good haul for him. Now, some things that you could maybe try to target for, if you trade Saquon Barkley, we've got a few things went on, some trade calculators just to make sure that these were, fair and good for both teams, and most of these lean towards trading him away. So the first one is Antonio Gibson plus Noah Fant. I think Antonio Gibson is very similar to Saquon Barkley currently. Mm-hmm. They both have that potential big upside, potential top 5 finish. I do like Antonio Gibson a little bit more. He's looked really good so far when he's run the ball. He's averaged, I think, 5.5 yards a carry. He hasn't been involved as much in the passing game, which means there could be some more room for that in the upside. And then if you get Antonio Gibson and like a tight end, if you need one, Noah Fant, that could be a good trade for you. Another one I have here is Tyson Williams and Robert Woods. A lot of people are probably a little bit down on Robert Woods. This is Robert Woods. If you go back and look at him, right, he'll have these 9, 10, 11 yard point games, 17-point game, 22-point game, 11, 10, 17. I mean, he's just kind of a consistent. He's never really been that wide receiver that's, 30, 35 points. He's just been a really solid, and he's going to finish, top 12, 15 pretty much. Mm-hmm. He could finish better than that, but, I mean, for the last 3 or 4 years, that's where he's finished. I like that potential as well.
Yeah, I like it.
Especially if you have another good running back besides Barkley, then this will give you a number 2 running back. Mm-hmm. I mean, Tyson Williams has looked good. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not going to get all of the carries, but in the carries he's had, he's looked really good. So there's that potential for even more. Mm-hmm. And then another one I have, everybody's down on CH right now, and for good reason. I mean, I'm not particularly high on. We talked about that in previous videos.
Right.
But he is a starting running back, and he is going to get his this season. I mean, is he going to be that, top 10 running back? Probably not.
Yeah.
But can he be, somewhere in that 11 to 18? Likely.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So, I mean, he would be a good number 2. And then if you can get someone else in addition, like a Robert Woods or even a Kyle Pitts maybe back in return if you need a tight end. Kyle Pitts hasn't blown up yet, and I expect him to do that here pretty soon. So I think those might be some decent trades that you could try to get for Barkley.
Okay.
You have anything that you want to add to that?
Well, I mean, one of the trades that I definitely had was Jamar Chase.
Oh, yeah,
He's definitely a great wide receiver. Maybe a little bit of an addition to that. Maybe a little bit of a running back to the side. Yeah. I don't know how much people value Tony Pollard, even though he's been doing very well.
Yeah.
Might be able to pull that off.
Sure.
Kareem Hunt is going to start doing something because right now he's not doing anything. Maybe James Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on your team construction. I mean,
right,
you want to get another really good solid player back that's equivalent to a Barkley plus.
Right.
If you can do that, then you're pretty good. If you're weak on wide receiver, target a solid wide receiver plus. If you're weak somewhere else, maybe you could even target. If you're weak at tight end, maybe you could target. Let's see, T.J. Hawkinson plus. And that might just, do it for you. All right, well, that's what we have for Saquon Barkley. We just wanted to give you guys a different look, a different perspective. Everybody seems to be trading him away or trying to, bring him in for low. We wanted to give those Saquon Barkley owners the opportunity to trade him away and see what you can get for him. Obviously, don't take low for him because he's still got that potential. Mm-hmm. But if you can get something good for him, a little better than what you think, I would say pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks so much. Tell us what you think. Do you like Saquon Barkley? Are you trying to trade him away? Are you trying to trade for him? Do you think he'll do well this year? Mm-hmm. We're not sure. We kind of think that he's just going to be an okay running back this year.
Yeah.
So tell us what you think in the comments below. And if you do that, you put the comment, you subscribe, you like this video, you can get yourself a Travis Kelce Collector Card. We've got 1,000 of these bad boys we printed up, and we're going to be mailing them, shipping them out to you guys free of charge. So, with all that being said, we appreciate you guys watching, and
always remember, finish first.
Thank you for listening to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Jackson throws complete. Crabtree has it for a touchdown.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Get more fantasy info and check us out at FantasyFootballFirst.com.